Daddy born poor, mama was too. Walking through the snow, plastic bags on their shoes. Papa selling houses, sleeping in a car. 4 babies in the backseat, underneath the stars. Well, hey, hey, just work a little harder. Hey, hey, punching that clock with work and prayer and a little bit of luck. Make so much money, need a 10-ton truck. Ha, 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 ha.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. It is Tuesday, October 29th, 2024. And here at Forex Smart Trade, we teach people how to become successful and profitable currency traders using our simple but highly accurate proprietary trading indicators. And I am going to show you one of a dozen different trade strategies that we have. This is the one I principally trade with. So that you can, one, see how well it works and evaluate it for yourself. So with that, let's get going. We first need to listen to this guy, and we'll be on our way. I apologize for last night or yesterday afternoon's overnight trade session. There was a crew working over next door, and they did something and we lost internet, and by the time we got it back, it was a little too late to get going. But we're here this morning, and let's see what we have. All right, great.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker. We make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
We coach with a number of different tools, one of which is we have numerous videos. We have group sessions. We have these live trade sessions where an experienced trader like myself comes online and kind of walks you through what they do. And by watching what it is that we do with our explanation, you learn from it and are able to copy it and replicate it. And then, of course, our personalized one-on-one training, which we think is the most efficient, effective way to learn trading, where you've got an expert person who knows what they're doing and guides you along, is able to figure out what you know and what you don't know, and get you to where you need to be faster. I do 3 live trades a week. Yesterday afternoon, which we missed, but Tuesday and Thursday morning. Also, every afternoon around 4:15, I send out overnight trade setup. Again, a different trade strategy than the one we're using this morning, but it's again highly accurate. And although last night's we got stopped out, highly accurate and very profitable. And then once you become a regular member, every morning at 10 a.m. we do a live trade. Every evening at 6 p.m. And then you can see all of the various coaching sessions, group coaching sessions that we have. We are so confident in how well our program works that once we've trained you, we let you trade with company funds. But the key is, one of the reasons we're able to do that is we are constantly giving you coaching, getting you to zero in on what's important so that you can make money. I like to trade off of a little checklist, and that checklist makes sure I don't forget anything. Checklists have been been shown to improve performance. So every day I like to restart the green chart or refresh the green chart so it clears out the memory, as it work a little faster, and also picks up any updates. A key to an important key to any good trader is their ability to kind of see what went wrong when things go wrong, and things do go wrong, because a good trader is going to trade anywhere from 60 to 90% accuracy. I'm at about 80. And when you do lose a trade, to go back and take a look at it. And because our simulator can go back to that specific point that you were taking the trade, you can go and see what you were looking at and what might give you a hint as to why the trade didn't work out as to how you thought. We are technical traders. We are trading based on the price action, and our indicators are very good at predicting the direction of a move. And if we can predict the direction of the move, we can make some money with it. However, news does impact currency prices, so we want to know what those news events are, so that we can trade around them. And the best place to get that is Forex Factory, or the place I like to get it is Forex Factory. It breaks news down into kind of 3 categories: yellow, which is low impact, which I tend to ignore; orange, which is medium impact. I ignore this. Some people pay attention to it. And red, which is high impact. These are things I want to trade around. I don't want to be holding a position when this happens. So this morning at 10, we've got the consumer confidence and job openings. At 2, we've got on the Swiss franc, the Swiss bank chairman is speaking, and at 3:30, the Bank of Canada governor is speaking. And then tonight, in Australia, consumer price index numbers. So for this 2 o'clock, 3:30, 8:30, any trade we take this morning should be closed by then. The strategy we're using, we're going to be trading off of a 1-hour chart. So a trade won't go beyond 3 hours. I'll have to think about if I want to take 10 a.m. We're 3.5 hours away from that. I'll need to decide whether I think it will close before far enough in front of this, so we won't get swept up in what's happening here. Usually I like to stay out of a pair 2 hours before the news event. So that would put us at 8. So any trade we take would need to kind of close immediately. So I'll think about that as we see what we've got coming up. If this were like 8:30 or 9, I wouldn't, but 10 is just a little bit beyond. We can consider it. So with that, let's go back to our checklist. There are a dozen different signals that you can trade from using our indicators. And when we train someone, we create a customized trade plan. The trade plan I use is something called the 10-point trade signal, and I trade it off of a 1-hour chart. You can trade it off of any time frame. On a 1-hour chart, trade's going to be worth anywhere from 5 to 35 pips. My sweet spot tends to be 11 pips, and I'm looking for it to go close within 1 to 3 hours. If I can do that 2 or 3 times a day, I am making terrific money. And the strategy is simple. Basically, there's 3 sections of the chart, and I want to have the lines in all 3 sections going in the same direction. If I can find that, I've got a good trade. So with that, let's take a look and see what we've got this morning. The chart I am going to trade off of is the light 6 major. It's one of the standard charts. It is a composite chart. It is showing me 6 different currency pairs. In this case, they're all US based on a 1-hour chart. And then on the other charts, we've got some non-US based pairs. I start with the middle section of the chart, which we call the majors and minors. This red and green line is the major indicator. This black and gray line is the minor indicator. Horizontal blue line is the overbought line. So I am looking for situations where we are either overbought and the lines are coming down, or oversold and the lines are going up. And when I can find that, that becomes the first step of the signal I'm looking for. So here we are overbought. Majors just touched, but not all the lines are going down. The two minor lines are going down. The green on the major indicator is going down, but the red is going up. I want all the lines going down, so I'm going to pass. Here we touched overbought, and all the lines are going down. The third element I'm looking for is what I call a double cross, where the black line is on top of the gray line and the red line is over the green line. So I have that. That's 3. And 4 is I take a look at what the slope of the green line is. And I want that slope to be greater than 45 degrees. And this slope is greater than 45 degrees. Now, what I don't like here is I usually like the green line to be less than halfway. And we are touching oversold here. So I don't know how much more is left in this move. When I do have the 4 points I'm looking for here, I would jump up to the TNTs. And there are 4 different lines up here: a thick orange line, a thin orange line, a dotted blue line, and a thick blue line. And I want to count how many of these lines. These are all measuring change at a different pace. And I want to have at least 3 of the 4 supporting what I'm seeing here. So the 2 orange lines are going down, telling me sell. Blue lines are inversely related. So when blue goes up, the blue lines are telling me sell. So all 4 are telling me sell. I want to have at least 3 of the 4. So I'm a little ahead here. And then I'm going to jump down to the TNTs, the pressure. These are the TNTs up here. And I want these lines going down. And both of them are going down. So I've got very, very weak down pressure. What makes it weak is the slope of the lines and the space between the lines. So the steeper the slope, the stronger the pressure. The closer the lines are, the stronger the pressure. So like over here, this is kind of strong up pressure. So even though we don't have what we want, well, it's pulling back a little bit. You see the candle going up a little bit. Just for the heck of it, I want to see what a full chart like. So when I have all the points, which I do here, my next step would be to confirm it by looking at a 2 and a 4 hour trade, the 2-hour chart and a 4-hour chart. So this chart had just one pair on it, Euro USD, but it has different time frames. So I want to see what the 2-hour chart is doing and the 4-hour chart is doing. And ideally, I want the 2-hour chart to be overbought. It doesn't necessarily have to be going down, but I want it overbought. And the same with the 4-hour chart. And if both of these are overbought, if this weakens, I can still pick up the trade here. Now these are almost oversold. We're in the middle of the channel going down more than halfway. We're almost oversold here. So strong down. It's not what I'm looking for on the confirmation. Now, I might make an exception on this because they are going down. Like I could take this same trade off of a 2-hour chart, a 4-hour chart. The only difference being is it's going to take a little bit longer for the trade to close. On a 2-hour chart, it's going to take anywhere from like 2 to 6 hours to close. On a 4-hour chart, it may take 4 to 12 hours to close. But on this 8-hour chart, this is going up, 12-hour down, day chart up. So if I had agreement across the board, I might think about this, taking a trade on the Euro USD. But since it doesn't meet my requirement where I want the 2-hour and the 4-hour overbought, I'm going to pass. So let's go back and see what else we've got. Overbought, all the lines are going down. Black line's on top, the red line's on top. But take a look at the steepness on my green line. My green line isn't, it's less than 45 degrees. 45 degrees is got a right angle. It kind of bisects the right angle. And actually now it's sideways. So we're gonna pass. Dollar Canadian oversold. Minors are going up, majors are still going down. So I don't have agreement. I want all the lines going in the same direction. Dollar Swiss franc overbought. Everybody's going up. Now here's a case where when it turned, I could have carved out 10 pips off of a buy when it's overbought. I don't take these. It's just not part of my trade plan. The risk reward isn't great enough. I want to get in and get out, and I don't want to get stuck holding a buy when this turns. Dollar yen overbought. Minors are coming down. Majors are sideways. Green is coming down. Red is going up. So they haven't quite committed to going down. And we don't have the double cross here. So I have cloned this chart. And we've got some non-US pairs here. So let's see what we've got here. Euro pound oversold going down. Australian dollar pound overbought. Majors are sideways. Euro Canadian dollars oversold. Everybody's still going down. Now here's a case again. You could have picked up off of this turn. You could have picked up 10 pips here. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. We don't have agreements between the majors and minors. Pound yen. Overbought, and we don't have agreement. Majors still kind of going up, minors coming down. Euro Australian dollar oversold. Everybody's going down rather steeply. So nothing there. So again, we've got another 6 pairs, different pairs. Canadian dollar yen overbought. Majors are sideways, so we don't have agreement. Euro New Zealand dollar oversold going down. Pound New Zealand dollar, we kind of got a turn in the middle of the channel here, but the minors are sideways. Not all the lines are going up. New Zealand dollar yen overbought, but we still majors are sideways still. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Overbought. Everybody's going down. We do have the double cross where the red is crossed over and the black's crossed over. The slope of the green line is kind of just at 45 degrees. 2 orange lines coming down, the thin and thick. Thick blue going up. So I got 3 of the 4 telling me sell, but I have weak up pressure. So the pressure's not in agreement here. I either need the lines going down or the red line on top, and I don't have that yet. The lines are converging. They're getting closer together, but The red line hasn't crossed, and it probably won't cross for a couple hours. And by that time, we'll be into the news item. Euro Swiss franc. Overbought. Everybody's coming down. Double cross. Red's on top. Black's on top. Steepness of the green line is greater than 45 degrees. In fact, looks like there's a little kink in the line here where we're going from less steep to more steep. So I like that. I like that the lines are just entering the channel. It's kind of right where I want to be. 2 orange lines going down, 2 blue lines going up. So all 4 telling me sell. And I got weak up pressure. Weak up pressure with green on top. I want red on top. Lines are converging, but they're not quite, this might cross next hour, but it's not quite there yet. And I generally don't like to anticipate what's gonna happen. I want to wait till it does happen. I don't mind getting in a little late to make sure the direction is right versus trying to get in a little early and then it being wrong, and then I got to work harder to get back to break even. But just for the heck of it, let's take a look and see what the 2 and the 4 hour on this are. So Euro Swiss franc. Euro Swiss franc. So we're overbought here, and it's starting to turn. It doesn't have to turn. We're not quite overbought here. This is still saying that there's a little up in the movement. I usually like to see the majors up here where the minors are. So we don't have enough here that I'm happy with it to consider breaking the rule because this isn't quite right yet. So let's keep going. Let's go to our 4th group. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, we're kind of in the channel turning. Swiss franc yen, overbought. Everybody's going down. Double cross. That red line is peeking out here and the black line's on top. Terrific steepness on the green line. 2 orange lines coming down, dotted blue coming up. So I've got 3 of the 4. I've got very weak up pressure. These are just barely, they're almost sideways with green on top. Just for the heck of it again, let's take a look at Swiss franc yen. This one didn't quite get to overbought yet. It's turning, but didn't get to overbought. This is overbought and going down. So this meets it. We're overbought. This bothers me a little bit. Let's just take a look at what the trend is. Again, we don't have all the elements here, so that's holding me back a little bit. But just for the heck of it, the next thing, if I wanted to trade this, I'd want to look at what so Swiss franc yen. I'd want to look at what the trend is and drop some support and resistance on here. And the trend is we're trading into a buy trend. And we want to take a sell trade. So normally I would drop some support and resistance here. Support and resistance are spots where the candles seem to naturally stop. If I crunch up the chart, it usually gives me more spots to figure that out. And they tend to be about 30 pips apart. So you can see it kind of stopped here and kind of stopped here. So let's open this back up so we can see it a little better. So we're kind of in the middle of this channel. This channel becomes like my endpoints for determining my limits of what I'm going to get in and out of the trade. So 22 pips up. 21 pips down, or about 21, maybe a little bit more. 28 pips. Let's just take a look one more time, but actually this is turned. So this is down while we're looking at it, just barely. I'm thinking about it. Moved a little bit, but while we're looking at it. All right, we're going to take a 10 pip sell. 10 pip sell on the Swiss franc yen. 10 pip sell on the Swiss franc yen. So we're going to open up our, you can take it in your simulator, or if you're using MetaTrader. So we want to go, I don't have this chart open here, so I'm going to go to a file, new chart. It's going to probably be down in this third group here. So Swiss franc yen. Swiss franc yen is here. We'll make it a 1 hour chart, so we're looking at the same thing. My lot size is going to be a function of how much is in the account. So this is a demo account. It's got 12,000 in it. I'm going to determine my lot size by going over 4 spots. So it's going to be 1.22. So I'm going to go to new order. My lot size will be 1.22. I can go anywhere from half of that to double it, but I'm just going to stay right at the 1.22, market sell. It records it. I'm going to go to right click, modify. We're going to go for 10 pips. 10 pips is 100 points. I'm going to click the little blue button and it does the math for me. And we're going to use a 3-to-1. So 30 pip stop loss, which is 300 points. Drop it in. And you know what? See how this, my stop loss here is touching these lines, the wicks. I'm going to move this just a little bit up above it because I don't want to get stopped out. And I think we're good on the take profit. So we did a sell on for 10 pips on the Swiss franc yen with a take profit of 176.812, 176.812, and a stop loss of 177.238. 177.238. I expect this to close within the next 1 to 3 hours. If you want to learn to trade, the best way to do that, in my opinion, the best way to do anything that you want to figure out, find someone who's good at it and get them to teach you. That's exactly what we do, and we're so confident we can do it well that we'll let you trade with our money and split what you make. Thank you for joining me. It's an honor for people to tune in and watch what I'm doing. Trading's been terrific in my life. I've been doing it about 5 years. And the reason I recommend it is because it's been so good for me, I'm confident it'll be good for you. All right. Thanks so much. We'll see you this afternoon when I send out the live trade. Bye-bye.